Okay, so this is lesson one, Addison Takes the League, the quest. And in this lesson, students go into the quest, which we're in right now, and they go through the Gamestar Mechanic training program to learn about video game components and different kinds of video games, and ultimately so that they can actually create their own games. So while they're doing this, the teacher should have an online discussion board via whatever learning platform they're using. So it could be Weebly, it could be Moodle, it could be Edmodo, but just an online forum so that students can post their questions, other students can answer their questions, students can share about things that they're realizing, maybe a part of the training that they're really great at that they could offer to help others with, things like that. And that's an important component of this lesson, is that the students are able to work collaboratively, as well as they would also have students around them working on the computers that they could actually face-to-face also receive help from. So students are going to go into the play section. And depending on what part they are in the quest, they'll have different things to work on. And it's a fairly extensive training, and students learn about all different aspects of video games. So this is actually the second part of the training. In the first part of the training, they'll learn things like, you know, how the characters jump and whether they move side to side or up and down, or the different kinds of ways they can orient their screen. So if they go into here, it will tell them exactly what they have done. So they already have 100% of this one done. And the cool thing about it is they can even go back into ones that they've already completed. When they click on the mission, it will say, that it has 3 levels. It will give them an idea of who the characters are within it. And then they can actually go in and play the game. It also talks about the goals and rules, which are different depending on the game, and that gives them an idea of the breadth of different games that they could create. So they can go through, they can play the game, and I'm not going to show off my wondrous game skills, but so this one, the element is they have to find these keys, and there's different elements of movement that they're looking at. So, and then there's this different level that has different things, like it has different keys they have to get, it has things that are actually ghosts, so then they actually appear and disappear. It has these lock areas where they have to get through with the key. So each area has different elements, and so then students learn about the different things that they can actually put into their game, as well as they're getting through, they're actually earning those sprites. So they're actually earning the key and the lock, so that when they do their game, they're actually able to put those in their own game. At the beginning of each segment, there's an intro, so it talks about the actual story behind it as a comic, which is pretty cool. So then it sets the scene for why they're doing what they're doing. And then students just have to read and then click through onto whatever the next thing is in the graphic novel, which also adds into their reading skills as well, because they're reading the comics. So as we go through, you can also see, like, number one, the lessons, they're playing the games. Number two, they are thinking like a designer and fixing some of the games. In number three lessons, they actually start to begin to look at the elements of game design, creating pieces of their own games. And then in number four, they're actually in the designing platform, and so it's scaffolded that now they're actually designing games with some help. So as the teacher, then you can walk around your classroom and talk to students about how they're doing, just for assessment and see if there's any additional help that they need. You can also see from their screens what they've completed and what they might still need some help on. And also, for the students, they can see the percentage of the workshop they have complete, and then they also earn, as I said, from each part that they do, they earn components to their video games. And all the while, there's also that online discussion going on so that they can also, get help and learn from each other. So this would be the introductory lesson to this program.